Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you version 2.0 of my project. If you are interested in checking out version 1.0, you can find the source code on my GitHub and watch the demo video on YouTube. I will include the links in my description below. I have also uploaded a new version 2.0 code on my GitHub for you to explore. In this version, I have added JSON Web Token authentication for secure login and sign up, along with the OTP verification for password recovery and signing up. I have also implemented features that allow users to change their name or email in the profile page. Now let's dive into version 2.0 and I will start by launching the server and front end. Now let's get started by running the server. First we will navigate to the server folder using cd server. Once inside, we will start the server by running nodemon server. Nodemon is great because it automatically applies any changes we make to the server without needing to restart it manually. Before you run the server, you will need to install the necessary dependencies which are listed in package.json file. To do that, navigate to the server folder by running cd server and then install the dependencies using npm install. After the server is running, we need to start the front end. For that, we have to open a new terminal and we will navigate to the client folder by using cd client script and run npm start to launch the front end. As you can see, the website opens the login sign up page because no user is currently logged in. We can also check the user state in the console, which helps track whether the user is logged in or logged out. Here's the object user is null, which is showing that user is currently logged out from our system. If the user is logged out, they will not be able to access any other pages on the website. If they try to navigate elsewhere, they will be automatically redirected back to the login sign up page. However, if they try to visit a page that does not exist, they will be taken to the 404 error page. If we try to navigate to the home page through the 404 error page, it will once again redirect us back to login sign up page since no user is logged in. This ensures that access to main parts of the website is only available to authenticated users. Now let's discuss the sign up process and error handling. If a user tries to sign up with an already existing email, like suppose Kashif Kazmi, which is already registered email with our system, they will see an error message. If the email is correct, which is Kashif Kazmi 72, which is not registered with our system, but the name or password does not enter or meet the requirements, trying to receive an OTP will also trigger an error. To successfully receive an OTP, the name must be entered and email must be unique and complete, which is like suppose if we enter just random string, then it will ask if we enter strong password, then it will show us email is not valid. So we have to enter a valid email. Here in this case we have kashifkazmi72@gmail.com and the password needs to be strong, containing at least one uppercase, one lowercase, at least one lowercase, and at least one special character, and at least one number. User can choose to view or hide their password while entering it. Once the OTP is sent, users can request a resend after 10 minutes. Here we can see the error and with remaining time. If they enter incorrect OTP, they will also see an error. Now let's view the received email from our application. We have a login account kashifkazmi72@gmail.com. If we refresh this, here we have received our OTP. I am currently using my personal email Kashif Kazmi with NodeMailer to send with OTPs. Now let's copy and paste the received OTP in sign up page. The generated OTP will expire after 10 minutes. If the user click this sign up button after 10 minutes, the OTP will expire and the system will not allow user to sign up with this OTP. They will ask to resend new OTP to validate new user. If the user receives the OTP and tries to change their email during the sign up process, the system will not allow this. Once the sign up is completed, the user will be redirected to the home page with the username displayed in the navbar. Here we can see the name of user and also in profile page Kashif and their email. They will also receive a welcome email which is sent with Node Mailer. And here we go back and here we have welcome email. Once the user was logged in, they will not go to login page again because user state is logged in now. Here if we go to authentication, then we will redirect to our home page. Now suppose if we click on logout button, then our system will log out us and we will redirect it to login page and we can't go back to our home page. This is how our authentication is working. For logging in, users can access their new account by entering their email and password like kashifkazmi72@gmail.com and password is kashif@123. If they enter an email that does not exist in our database, they will see an error message. Like if we enter a random email, then user not found will be our error message. But if we enter correct email, then it will log in us. If user forget their password, they can click the forget button, enter their email and see the same error messages until they provide a valid email. Like if we enter random email and ask for OTP, then it will show us email not found. We have to enter correct email which is already registered with our system. Now suppose if we click submit button without OTP, it will ask us to fill all the fields. But if we get OTP with the correct email, then we will receive our OTP with the same cooldown 10 minutes for resending. Once they enter the correct OTP, they will see fields for a new password and can update their password. Like if we enter the correct OTP and click submit button, where we have a new field, new password, confirm password. Now here users can update their account password. User have to enter same password in new and correct password. But if they not enter same password in both fields, then they will see an error. So if we have seen an error password is not strong enough, we have to enter one large, one capital letter, at least one small, and at least one special character, and at least one letter. Now suppose if we enter again our previous password, then we will have the error you can't reuse your old password. We have to enter a new and unique password. Suppose if we enter this password and we will not matching our both password, then we will again have error both passwords do not match. So we have both matches the error. Suppose if we change this 122 from 1 to 3, then it's showing password updated successfully. Now we can again sign in with our new password. Our new password is Kashif with capital K @12. If we enter again old password, then it will show us incorrect password error. We have to enter new password as we go. I also want to show you something. We are securely sending OTPs and hashing them before sending to our database to enhance security, so they cannot be readable to any hacker if they hack our database or our data get leaked to anyone. Now let me show you this by again requesting a OTP Kashif Kazmi against this email. If we request OTP against this email, now if we log into our server and see OTPs, now we have to refresh our MongoDB data. Now we can see that generated OTP, which is OTP code, which is not readable because we are hashing them before storing them to database. But but the original OTP is this one, which is received. And same the case for passwords of users, which is available in this users database. If we go there, we will see that passwords of every user, registered user, is in hash form, which is not readable. Passwords and OTP are hashed using bcrypt before being stored, further securing data with generated salt to mix the password and generated salt to make it unreadable. Here we are generating salt of length 10 and we are hashing that salt with our password and saving that hash in passwords of in DB. And that's all the error message we are seeing on our front end, which is coming from our DB. We are using validator to validate our email and a strong password. Once the user is logged in, shift at the rate 122, refreshing the page will not log out them. It means user have to not to log in again and again when they open our website if they already logged in. That login session will expire after 6 days. Because here we have set the expiration of our user login in this user controller.js, which will expire the user token in 6 days. Refreshing the page will not log out them out as we save the generated token in the local host in the local storage. Here we have local storage in memory. Sorry, we have local storage in application and we have local host storage in this. As we can see that our login user token and their payload is saved in local storage. This will allow users to remain logged in without needing to re-enter their email and password when they refresh the page or re-enter in the website. This process is managed through token generation during sign-up or login, with the token sent to the system and stored in the local storage. Here we are creating a token for user through this function. We have JSON web tokens. With that we can generate the token against any user ID and we are sending that generated token with our response to the front end. And we are at front end, we are storing that token in our local storage to keep track of logged in user. We are using JSON web token to generate tokens and have created a middleware name require authentication.js which checks the authorization token of incoming requests and separate the tokens and verify it with JSON web tokens. We are verifying it with a secret key. That secret key is saved in .env file. We have just to make a variable named secret and enter just a random number of any length. We are Before verifying this, when we are generating that token, we are mixing that secret key with user ID to generate token and sending that token. But on requesting user's request, first we are verifying that upcoming token of user with that secret key. As we are doing this to verify that token is not changed and is same as as our server is generated. If the request is authenticate, the user will allow them to go to next and use the services of server, and otherwise if that token is not correct or it expires or it is changed by upcoming user, then it will send an error request is not authorized. Additionally, we have implemented contexts and hooks in the front end to manage the user states. Here we have context of authentication context.js. Here we are managing the user login and logout state. When user logouts, we set the user object to null globally, and when logged in, we populate it with the data from the token payload. Basically, payload contains the data like name, email, and generated token of user. We allow user to use this context with this hook use context. By calling this hook, that context will use, and we are utilizing these hooks to fetch requests to server during login and sign up using post request to validate and handle errors. Here we have login hook to fetch the data and handle the errors, and we have sign up with the same functionality to handle error and to fetch the request for OTP and sign up data. Here we can see that we are sending name, email, and password to server for sign-in request, and we are if the response is okay, then we are saving the user state to our local storage to allow our application to keep track of logged in user, and we also dispatching the login function to allow application to save the state of logged in user. The system manage the user state, including their user state, and with dispatch function through context provider APIs. We are utilizing this provider in index.js, so we can use our user state and we can use dispatch function to log in and log out user at any state with this context. So that's why we are providing that values to our whole application. Here we are using our hook to use the context of authentication, in which we have dispatch functions of login and log out, and we have a user which include their email, name, and token. That tokens will use to send request to servers, so server can easily verify user and allow them to communicate with that server. Users can also change their name and email on the profile page. If we come here in profile page, here users are allowed to change their name or email. If they try to save unchanged data, they will see an error of no changes detected. And if they change their email to already used one, which is Kashif Kazmi 5, they will receive the same error message of email already in use. But if the user change their value correctly, like suppose if we change Kashif to Kashif Ali, then it will update the navbar name, and also it will show the message of updated successfully. We can also update our email here. Now let me review the whole process again. When user enter data in sign up page or sign in page, that data are sending using hooks of login or sign up to the server. Here we can see that our hooks with fetching request to the server of sign in and sign up, and we're sending data to sign in, sign up, and handling to save the user to local storage and dispatching the login and sign up logout functions. Now if we go to the server to view the functionality, here we are calling the sign up request, and if we go to the server in routes, we have used sign up here, and if we go to use sign up user, here we can see the functionality of login user and sign up user. Basically, this is the controller of user who are handling the login user, sign up user, and update user and update password functions to handle the database, to update the new data or enter a new entered data from the user. Now here we already see that if the request is correct, we will generate a token using this function, and we will send that token username and email to frontend. But if we go to the login function, which we have made in our model of user models, here we are using bcrypt, validator, and node mailer. Bcrypt is for hashing anything. Validator is to validate email or strong passwords. Node mailer is to send emails. Here we in sign in we are validating our credentials to send error, and we have already seen that hashing functionality, and we are using node mailer. In this we have email user and email app pass variables in our secret .env file, which is available in this. We are because this data is sensitive, so that's why we are not showing them in our code. When we push our data to production, we normally stop that. We are normally put that .env file in git ignore file to stop push this .env file to our production. So that's all the new implementation of new version of our Powerfind system. I am also added a functionality to send emails to user when when they submit a form against any pet, to give that pet to our adoption center. Here if we check that functionality, we have to log in again. Now if we come to services page and fill data of any pet which we want to give to adoption center, the system will automatically pick the username and email from database and will not allow to change the email or name because we already authenticate that email of user. Here we can fill the form of newly added pet, but this is the feature of old version. Here I am just want to show that when the user enter any data and submit your pet button, then user will receive an email of confirmation that data of newly entered pet is received by admin, and admin is reviewing that. On approving or rejecting the request, they will again receive an email of that decision. Now let me fill any random data to show you this. If we enter location and we choose our dog type to dog type, and if we enter just random justification and phone number, this is just a random phone number, and if we click on submit your pet, our system is submitting that pet and we have seen a pop-up of application is submitted. And if we go to our Gmail, we must receive a new email by refreshing that page. As we go, we have received an email of pet submission received subject. Here we can see that our system is showing us that thank you for submitting your pet. That means our system is securely saved our data in database, and that data is available to admin for further decision. Here we can check our own functionality where newly entered pet is will not go live. Here we can see that our newly entered pet is not available here because it is waiting for approval of admin. If we go to admin to view the functionality of receiving an email on approving or rejecting the pet, now you have to enter admin login, which is admin @pathfinds.pk, and the password is capital A D M I N @123. And if we log in, we have I have implemented a new dashboard which is showing a total registered users and total distribution of pet types with their percentages and their numbers. And if we come here post pet request, and if we reject or approve the request, our system will send a related email to the user. Let's suppose if we approve that pet, now we have shown our approval successful pop-up. And if we come to our Gmail and refresh our this, we must receive yes now we have received an email with subject your pet is now live on Power Finds. Now suppose if we rejected that pet, now let's do this by coming this approve pets and delete this post. It will send the email deleted successfully from database. And if we come back to DB, we that no email is related to pet submission removed. We wanted to inform you that your pet submission has been removed. Now our system is sending emails on every action to inform user immediately about newly related data. Let me tell you one thing. In our old version 1.0, we are receiving admin credentials from servers. But in this version, I have I have added admin as a user in DB because we are accessing data from servers in admin dashboard, and below dashboard we have a pets data where in history in approved pet request section or any in other sections. So to request these data from servers, this admin must be logged in as a user with authenticated tokens. So while receiving these data, a server will verify the token coming from the front end. So admin must have token. So so first you have to make admin as a user. So you have to come in authentication page and you have to sign up user data with admin @pathfinds.pk email. You must have to create an account of admin in this page with this email. If you want to change the email of admin, then you have to change a little bit code in this section. If you come here in client side and if you go to an admin login page, then you can change this script. Here we are validating that before sending data to server, username means the admin email must be admin@powerfind.pk. So we are supposing to only send the data with this user email, like admin email. So if you want to change the admin email, you have to change this email if request, and then you can create the new admin email. Once you have created the user with this email of admin, suppose you implemented that user has an admin and you have changed this, then you can use that credentials in admin section. So and not any other user can access the admin site with with their own emails. And in this way our system will work correctly while also allowing admin to request services from the server while showing their authenticated tokens. So that's all from new version 2.0 of Power Files. Hope you will love the new version. Stay tuned for more updates.